Hi guys, Ancient Warrior, welcome back. It's dark 30, Monday morning. This is not a video I wanted to do. It's one I'm being forced to do. The kids are all over here on the bed napping. The big one, he's behind me asleep. And as you can tell, the little one heard a dog barking outside. Folks, we're about between 48 and 60 hours away from a major problem. As most of you, or all, I hope all of you know this, excuse me, that December 21st, first day of winter, is also the day that Title 42 is being dismantled. It's not going to be enforced anymore. Now, leave it to the media. They make believe that there's going to be between 7 and 14,000 people come across that border at one time. They're lying to us. They suspect there's about 7,500 in the El Paso district alone. That's not including Las Cruces, New Mexico, and Yuma, Arizona, and California, Calexico, California. Folks, I'm telling you right now, this is going to become a problem. Things may be orderly to start with, but it'll get out of control. You know, Donald Trump, when he came down the escalator, made a comment, and every damn media outlet tried to paint him as a racist. His comment was, these countries are not sending their brightest and their best. They are sending criminals, rapists, thugs, burglars, carjackers. Yep, he was right. It's being proven. Terrorists, about 100 this year alone, have been caught crossing our southern border. People on the terrorist watch list. Biden doesn't care. He's up there in Washington. He's got an army of guys protecting him. You know who protects you? You protect you. If you live in Texas and you walk out of your house without and you own a gun and you walk out of that house without it being strapped to your hip, you're looking to get hurt. Guys, we're past the point. You know, I had a friend of mine. She's 82 years old, and she said, how many more people do they think we can take care of on welfare and other things? And I said, they don't care. You see, the globalists, the Biden administration, globalists and Biden administration, one and the same, want two classes of people, the ultra rich and you. They want you to worry about how you're going to feed yourself. They want you to worry that if you walk out of your house, that some little thug ain't going to be there to take everything you've got. A friend of mine's father-in-law used to live in Mexico. He's Mexican. Really nice guy. And one day his father-in-law called him. Didn't call his daughter. He called the son-in-law and asked him to help him get across the border into the United States. My friend was a government official. Now, he worked for the government. And they facilitated this man and his wife to get across the border. My friend's wife has two sisters living, one at Juarez and the other down at Mexico City. She has some kind of government job with Mexico City. Folks, both women, when they leave their house, now they're in their mid to late 60s. When they get out of their house, they ride around in I can't call it anything other, an armored vehicle. Now, my friend's wife's brother is serving time in Colombia for drug running. Got to be one bad apple in every good family. But here's the catch. Why did I bring these guys up? What we see in Mexico going on right now, and all you genius, liberal journalists better think about this. They're killing journalists down there left and right. There's been more than 100 of them killed. A big named journalist the other day went to law enforcement claiming there was a guy trying to assassinate him, and they laughed him out of the police station. You hear the stories about kidnappings in Mexico going on. That'll be happening here in the United States. And it'll happen on such a large frequency that the FBI and local law enforcement will not be able to deal with it. And it'll start in these blue states where you're not allowed to have a gun. And I'll guarantee you after Wednesday, if you think the fentanyl, if the drug deaths are a lot now, they're going to double and triple in the next 3 months, if not more than that. We're not getting their biggest and their best. We're getting the pedophiles, the wife beaters, the common criminals, the gang members. Yeah, organized crime, folks, is going to be coming up through that southern border after Wednesday. And I'm going to guarantee you, they're not going to hesitate. If you got a half decent car, they're not going to hesitate to carjack you. You know, people got on to me one day about a comment I made on we should keep our nose out of Ukraine. Here's the reason why, folks. Every dime we put against Ukraine is a dime we're not going to spend for our own safety on our southern border. And let me point out something else to you, folks. You know, Atlanta, Chicago, New York City, Denver, all these major cities, LA, all these major cities are blue-run cities, and they're all complaining they can't take care of the extra migrants coming in. Folks, what I'm telling you right now is everybody needs to get their heads out of their back pocket. And you need to get your butt in gear. Get on the phones and call your congressmen, your senators. Don't make threats, be polite, but tell them, you want my vote the next time? You better get something done on this now. And I got one question for all you activists out there. All you brainiac activists. In 2008, Barack Obama had a supermajority. He had the White House, he had Congress and the Senate. Proof positive that they didn't need Republicans, they passed Obamacare. With very few Republicans helping him. I mean very few. It became law of the land. Joke of the century. He's the one that coined the phrase the dreamers. Well, I got news for you. He had the supermajority. Why did he not legalize the dreamers? Because he wanted to keep you dreamers as an every 4-year vote getter. Every time an election rolls around, they start talking about the dreamers. Get people's hopes up. Folks, we cannot take care of the world. Hell, we're not even taking care of our own people. You know, I was told the other day, and I don't remember the exact number, but I do know this. Between 4 and 8 veterans take their lives daily. If we have veterans who are sleeping out on the street or in homeless shelters, and we're sending money to Ukraine, or we're helping illegals coming up, yeah, Mayorkas wants to give them health care. I don't know where the money's coming from, or they think it's coming from. Maybe China. Folks, I am telling you right now, They're trying to destroy this country. And believe me, if they cripple the dollar the way that the Chinese and the Russians want to do, and with the help of a treasonous government that we have, you might as well kiss your backside goodbye. Believe me when I tell you this, folks. It's time to start getting rude. Not stupid, but rude. When these liberal little brain-dead idiots come out and start saying how bad you are for not supporting this or that, remind them, most of those brain-dead idiots have decent cars. You know, I was shocked the other day, a kid, the attack dog's up here. Hang on. Sorry about that. In the middle of the night, he still wants to be around my neck. I noticed the other day I got confronted by a couple of young guys. I think they were guys at least. You never know anymore. Telling me how bad I was. Because one of them asked me if I believed in Black Lives Matter. And I told him all lives matter to me. Called me a racist. I kind of laughed at him, which infuriated him. He made a few choice threats. Gentleman that was having lunch with me, standing there at the corner just chuckling. And one of the boys turned around and looked at him and said, "Old man, what are you chuckling about?" And he said, that guy right there didn't get old by being stupid like you are. And he said, and if you ever get a real good look under his chin and stuff, you'll see scars. You know, I've had my nose broke a couple of times and reset. Orbital socket broke. These boys don't understand. I lived in a little more violent world than they're growing up in. Guys, get prepared. If you leave that house after Wednesday without your firearm on your hip, and you have the availability to carry it, and something happens, that's on you now. Because I'm warning you. I'm telling you it's going to happen. The crap is going to roll downhill on us. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, Anthony Blinken, Alejandro Mayorkas, none of those people care. Oh, and by the way, you liberal journalists, TV people, you know, they don't care. They will take you out just as bad as they'll take me out. With that being said, folks, I'm the Ancient Warrior. We're 6 days out from Christmas. Pray for peace, folks. I'm the Ancient Warrior. We're out. And remember, it's better to have this stuff and not need it than need it and not have it. Merry Christmas, folks. Happy New Year if I don't see you till after the New Year. Be blessed with your families.